I work 36 hours here in the US. So I work 3 times a week, 12 hours, 7 to 7. When I was in Nigeria, I worked a lot of hours, right? But would you believe that the entire pay together that I made as a nurse in Nigeria was lesser than my first paycheck in the US? And that first paycheck was for like a week. Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about something interesting. We're going to be talking about why I decided to leave Nigeria to the US as a nurse. This is something that most people don't talk about, so I'm just going to share a little bit of myself as usual with you all. The first thing is I graduated from nursing school finished my nursing and my midwifery school in 2020. And, at the beginning of COVID, it was in March. So I came back to Lagos. I was like, I'm just going to rest for now and just relax. But while relaxing, some of my sets, people around, some people in the East, some people in Lagos as well, they started working. I had found out that they were making 25,000 naira.
Oh my God.
And it blew my mind. I was like, wait, hold on. After my parents spent millions sending me to school for the 5 years I went to school, right? For my nursing and my midwifery. They spent all the money literally. In fact, at some point my sisters were like, it's only you they are training. They spent a lot of money, on this, and only for me to come outside and I'm making 25,000 naira. That's crazy. That just blew my mind. I was like, nope. And when I found out some people were making 35, 30, 40, I was like, okay, maybe in Lagos, maybe because they're in the East, maybe in Lagos would do well. I mean, Lagos is the balling place. We'll be able to see better. And then my friend and I, we set out to look for jobs. Our first jobs offered us 40,000 naira.
Apostle, we hear of this.
If you know Lagos, I went all the way from Alaba International to Bogije. Bogije is after Aja, after Sangotedo, after Awoyaya. In fact, I think I was literally outside Lagos at this point, and I was to be paid 40K.
Hey, Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
My heart was broken.
Oh, sorry. Don't cry.
I just didn't understand that phase. I just didn't understand why. And then I said, let me look at what other nurses, other places are getting. Let's see how much, in the words, how much they're getting. So I asked some people who were willing to share with me. It was in the UK, they make about 2,000 to about 2,400 pounds every month. And I did the exchange as per Nigerian girl that I am, and I was like, damn, that's a lot of money, that's too much money. And then I started to check, the US. I didn't have anybody specifically in the US that I asked, but I was watching people's YouTube videos about their first paychecks. I was watching people's video about how much they make, and I was like, oh my God. Wow, that's a lot of money. So make sure you stay to the end of this video. I would probably be showing you or giving you a clue of what my first paycheck was in the US. A snippet. So stay to the end, all right? After that, I decided to I did that job for they paid me. I finally got one. I was able to negotiate myself up to 50,000 naira. And they were paying me 45,000-ish because they said they were taking taxes and pensions. I did that job for 4 months. I was working 24 hours. We were just 2 nurses, right? So I work 124 hours and I go on break. I go off for that day and then she comes in. So I was literally working, if you calculate it, it's 15 to 16 times in a month. But the 15 to 16 times in a month, you don't have any breaks. So if me and the nurse, the other nurse had anything we wanted to do, we would say, okay, why don't you do 36 hours? Can you imagine? Why don't you do 36 hours or you do 48 hours so that we have 2 days off? And then I do 48 hours when I come back. That's how we were trying to do it until I was like, nope, no. I'm not learning anything here. And I decided to move. So I moved from there and I got the second and final job I got in Nigeria. And they were paying me about 120,000 naira. And I was finally upscaled to about, by the time you calculate like all the small money they added, it was up to 160 at the end of the month. But would you believe that the entire pay that I made together, the entire pay together as a nurse in Nigeria was lesser than my first paycheck in the US.
Oh my God! Wow!
And that first paycheck was for like a week. I think it blew my mind. It was really ridiculous as to how this, I don't even want to say, the cost of living and all that stuff, but that was number one reason. The pay was so poor, and then the amount of work you had to do. Hi there, I know you must be enjoying this video and getting so much value from it. Why don't you hit that subscription button, like this video and comment on it. When you do this, YouTube pushes this video out so that more people could see it and more people could gain more values just like you were doing. So without further ado, let's jump right back into the video. Thank you. I worked 36 hours here in the US. So I worked 3 times a week, 12 hours, 7 to 7. When I was in Nigeria, I worked a lot of hours, right? I would work 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. shift. That's 12 hours as well, 5 of them at a go, and then I go for 5 days off. Some people will want you to do 48 hours in 4 days, and then you have like 2 or 3 days off at the end of the day. So it was so sad that we had to work that way, but that's one of the reasons. The pay and then the workload was just ridiculous. Not to say the workload here is not, there's no workload here too, but yeah, that's one. So the second reason why I decided to leave Nigeria for the US was the permanent residency. When I came to the US as a nurse, they gave me a green card. So I became a permanent resident, and it was a 10 years green card. So it wasn't like, oh, they're going to give you like just come working visa. So my work wasn't tied to my residency. So, and the opportunity to become a citizen along the line, and the opportunities that come with being a permanent residency of the United States. Yes, there is no free medical health, but you get medical insurances, you're able to do all this other good stuff, you get access to good health, to better quality of life, basically, right? The third reason why I left Nigeria for the US is the opportunities. My God, the opportunities as a nurse in the US is endless. Take it from me, it is endless. All you just have to do is put in the work. Look for the requirements, what you need to do, but as long as you're a nurse, you can work anywhere. I found about a nurse who was working in Tesla. Yeah, you heard me right, Tesla. With a car company. He works there and he's making banks, he's making good money. And then you see people who are aesthetic nurses. So nurses who do Botox and facials and take care of your skin, make you look good. There is that kind of nursing. There is also the IV therapy nursing. Those ones are killing it. To every IV therapy nursing that I know here, they are killing it. They're business owners. You can do anything you set your mind to. Literally anything. When I said it's a land of opportunities, it's literally a land of opportunities, because there are a lot of people who's doing all this good and amazing stuff. When I was coming to the US, I had this laser focus mindset of what I wanted to be when I come to the US. And when I came in here and I saw that there are so much opportunities to be anything, from a wound nurse to an IV nurse to a nurse informatics to a psych nurse to a triage nurse to an ED nurse, an ICU nurse, a PQ, a NICU, like name it. There's a lot of them. A lot of opportunities, Then if you don't want to go to work, you want to like work from home, there are opportunities like that for you as a nurse to work from home. All these beautiful things are there. And then the respect, the fact that they give you the opportunities to think critically, and they respect your nursing judgment. They respect, okay, the nurse is the person who knows this patient best. This is what she suggested for us to do. They respect your nursing judgment so much so that they let you say what you want to say. It's a team. There's a team dynamics, right? And your opinion counts. Your voice counts. It's not what the doctor said. It's always the doctors, the nurses putting their heads together to make the patient better. It's beautiful. Some doctors, back home won't even allow you speak. you know. Now, not every doctors, because the people I worked with when I worked in St. Nicholas are amazing doctors. I would literally give them shout outs anywhere I see them, and they're like literally all over the world right now, and I love all of them, every single one of them, because one, they help you, they teach you, and they do all these beautiful things for you. Now, but this is not the case of everybody working. Some people, they don't even want to hear your suggestions. They throw your suggestions right out of the bath, and sadly that's the reality of most people, right? But here you're respected because they trust your judgment. You're the one who spend the most time with the patients. Okay, the fourth reason would be, this one is the heaviest one. This one heavy. I think this is the one that broke the camel back for me. I started having PTSDs after what happened in 2020. October of 2020, I started having PTSDs because I was walking on the island. I would get scared when I see a policeman. I would get so scared, you know, when I see people, thugs. My heart would beat. My parents were so scared for me because I would travel all the way from Alaba to the Lagos Island for work. And my parents were always on the phone. Have you gotten to work? Are you okay? Are you coming back now? You know, and then when I don't come back, maybe I'm held up in traffic longer than usual. My parents would literally come outside. There was a day they came outside all the way to Vaux from my house to take me home. And me too, I was so scared for my safety as well. After 2020 was so unsafe. I felt so unsafe, and I couldn't believe that such thing would happen to us, but it did, and it just made me so scared. And I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I think I'm just gonna try and leave. Now, not that this is the safest or the best place in the world, but it's better. It's better in certain instances. It's better than what we have. So I don't want to say too much because I know that I speak to a lot of people, a lot of nationalities. So if you don't know this, Google October 2020 Lagos, Nigeria. And yeah, that will give you a clue of what I'm talking about. That whole incident gave me PTSDs, and I didn't want that for myself. I didn't want that to happen to me, basically. And the last reason I would say is for my children. I wanted, when I get married and I get pregnant, that when I give birth to my children, they are citizens of this country. Being a citizen of the United States gives you access to over 180 something countries visa free, and all these little things. They're able to go to good schools, they're able to have good medicals when they need it. I don't have to worry about all those stuff. I literally was thinking about my children. I was like, when I give birth, I want my children to be raised in a place that is safe, that is better, that has good necessities, the good utilities that is required for basic life. I really want that for my children. So that was one of the reasons I decided to leave. So let's hear it in the comment section. Why do you want to leave Nigeria as a nurse? Why do you want to stay back in Nigeria? Because I also believe that it is not everybody that is destined to leave. There are people who their destinies are in Nigeria and they are making it too. They're making good money too. While there are some people who have to leave. So let's hear it in the comment section. Why do you want to leave and why do you want to stay back? All right. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I know. You're already giving me that side eye. Like, didn't she say she was going to give us a snippet of what her pay looks like? I will. Well, this is basically what my pay was like, and this was for a week. This was just for 36 hours, and this is what it looks like. All right, thank you so much for watching to this point. Thank you. If you want me to do any videos, if you have any video suggestions for me, put them in the comment sections. Let's hear. I'm always there. I always reply. I drop your comments and we'll see them, and I'll definitely reply. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you. Bye.